my hand on his erection, just out of public sight, and risky enough to be exhilarating. "What has you smirking?" he whispered. "Nothing suitable for public conversation." I'd booked us a table near the windows, with a view of the inky loch and twilight sky nestled between distant mountains. "So," John said, once we'd settled in our seats. The server handed us both menus and poured the wine I'd pre-ordered. "Finally, this is the dinner you promised me? Sorry it's a few months late." He lifted his glass. "To new beginnings." New beginnings. We chinked our glasses, ordered, ate, drank wine, and chatted. And the restaurant could have been a McDonald's for all the attention I gave it. John was all I cared to admire. He talked about the time he'd gotten caught stealing pens from the school supplies and selling them to the kids on the playground. He'd been 12, and had only been caught because a friend had grassed him up. I'd heard the story before. We'd shared a great deal from our pasts during the quiet times in the cottage, but let him tell it again, enjoying the timbre of his voice and the way his eyes sparkled with mischief. "You going to tell me what happened at that theatre where you got tasered?" I chuckled. The dessert arrived. 2 chocolate and truffle cheesecake ensembles that had heart attack written all over them. John tucked in, fork prying the dessert apart, then sliding it between his lips. "It's not nearly as exciting as I've made it out to be. Try me." He teased the dessert with his fork, picking up delicate pieces and eating them seductively, not needing to say a word. He knew I was his. All he had to do was crook a finger and I'd be on my knees. I cleared my throat and shifted in the chair, then told him about the disastrous theatre trip, my recall trailing off whenever he licked his fork. He laughed at the story, his demeanour so relaxed I never wanted this night to end. "So, what's all this really about?" he asked, carefully dissecting the final piece of cheesecake. I blinked, ambushed. "What do you mean?" He shrugged and scooped a tiny morsel onto his fork. "You're nervous." "No, I'm not." He laughed, devoured the bite of cheesecake and pointed the fork at me. "That, Mr. Lloyd, is a lie." I picked up my wine, took a gulp, and slowed the second he grinned, knowing me too well. "I'm excited to be here, that we're here, together. Like you said, new beginnings." His right eyebrow arched. He still smiled, so I wasn't yet in trouble, just skirting the edges. There had been a time he wouldn't have been able to read me. Nobody had broken through my barriers. I'd made sure of it. But I couldn't keep John Dominici out of my head, even if I'd wanted to. He'd witnessed too much, and the rest I'd shared. No. That was a lie, and touched on the one thing he needed to know. The one thing I'd tried and failed to tell him 100 times in the cottage. The last secret between us, like an unseen thorn in my side. But that wasn't what I'd brought him here for. He was right, I was nervous. And it had nothing to do with the dinner or venturing out in public. His smile cracked. Harvey. He'd seen something on my face. Some nervous little twitch had slipped through. Bloody hell. I laughed him off with a dismissive wave and refilled our glasses from the wine bottle. "It's nothing," which from you means it's definitely something. He set his fork down and peered through his lashes. Leaning back in the chair, I smiled into my glass. "Drink your wine. You're going to end up with this wine all over that nice shirt if you don't spill whatever it is that has your heart racing. Harv, I don't need to hear it. I can feel your trick churning." That last part he said low and quiet, then leaned forward on the table and narrowed his eyes. "It's not important." An absolute lie, and I averted my gaze, unable to withstand his scrutiny a second longer. It might have been the most important thing I'd ever had to say, but my heart was racing, nerves ratcheting up, because it wasn't as simple as just saying the words. "The fuck it isn't." The teasing tone had vanished, and when I looked, his smile was long gone. "What's going on? It's something bad, isn't it?" "No." "What aren't you telling me?" "Chris," I hissed, "keep your voice down." Shaking his head, he sighed and then downed his